Right, 2 minutes past the top of the hour. Welcome back. This is Morning Cafe. Good to have you. I'm usually Stanley Nyuringita. It's a Monday around this particular time, and this whole hour we discuss matters health and what you really need to know about matters safety, about even your whole wellness. And today, tuko hapa hivi nje, and we have Dr. Hamisi Kote. Good to have you back, sir.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much for having me again here.
I can see leo tunaogelelea, leo ni story kwa chini ya maji.
Leo ni chini ya maji.
How about that? I can also see something here. Walk us through.
Here we have enough ice.
Ice?
Yeah.
Na ni July?
We have enough ice.
Okay.
You know, in July.
So these are ice cubes. Wacha ni confirm. It's quite cold, by the way. So ice cubes. So how does this help when it comes to wellness?
Great. So,
and first of all, you can also start with your introduction in case someone is seeing you for the first time today.
Good morning. First of all, I want to thank TV47 for giving me yet another opportunity to come and talk matters functional medicine. Mm-hmm. Today we are here to discuss some of the free gifts of nature, and the most one we are discussing is cold and breathing, and how we can use these two to help us with our mental health. I practice wellness in a place called the Human Garage. I founded the Human Garage, and I'm also the CEO of Barefoot Culture, whereby we are doing a trip, an adventure across the globe to teach people the importance of barefoot. So far we have done the United States, we have done 10 states, we have done 10 countries in Europe, we have done 5 countries in Asia, and this August we are actually doing Africa from Kenya to Victoria Falls. And what is different about this time
barefoot all the way.
Barefoot all the way. But what is different this time is to introduce to our fellow people who cannot afford top-end healthcare the importance of simple things that we can achieve from nature. So we're going to have some clinics, we're going to treat some people in the areas, we're going to have stuff.
Right.
Yes.
I've always been curious. Have you never gotten pricked?
Maybe I show you my foot.
Hey, okay.
Yeah.
Never. All right, interesting. Now to our conversation of the day.
This is what happens. Yeah. When you walk barefoot for some time, you develop very good proprioception. Proprioception is that connection between you, where you're stepping and where your mind is. So if I step on something sharp, instead of me pressing my foot in, I withdraw. Somebody who wears shoes, if they step on something sharp, instead of withdrawing, they push it in. So that's the big difference that you achieve when you walk barefoot for some time.
Interesting. I think I should try it, but ya nyumba imetosha for now. Now for this.
Yes.
Let me just confirm the temperatures. It's a bit cold. It's about sub 10 maybe, between 11, 10 degrees Celsius about. The water itself is cold. We're going to also add
ice in it.
Ice in here.
Yes.
How functionality even for the body, how does it help? Because I mean, this is something that in my own undertaking, nimeona even the Greeks used to do it during the ceremonies, wedding ceremonies and all that. So it is something that has been there in existence for a number of years, centuries and centuries.
Yes.
How does it really help a body?
So before we even go how to help the body, we need to understand that our forefathers did not have the luxury that we have today, you know, of nice warm clothes and all that. So they maybe in those old days they needed to get to acclimatize, especially people who lived maybe in very cold areas. So they needed to acclimatize and develop thick skin.
Okay.
But what you need to understand is that from creation, God has created us with everything we need to survive on the Earth planet.
Right.
So I like going back to the central nervous system, because the central nervous system controls life. Now, the central nervous system, again, is divided into 3 parts. It's divided in what we call motor nerves. Motor nerves are muscles, are nerves that control things that we can do voluntarily. Like I can shake your hand. That is voluntary. Then we have what we call autonomic nerves. Autonomic nerves are things like breathing, heart rate. We don't control that. And then the other thing that is how we're gonna use today is the sensory nerves. Now, the sensory nerve communicates what is in us, what we call the innate intelligence, to what is outside us, which we call universal intelligence. So for us to be able then to survive in the universal intelligence, we have to create a balance between innate and universal. Right. And for us to do that, God gave us this sensory nervous system. Now, the sensory nervous system helps us
Help me just as you continue.
Yes.
Yeah.
The sensory nervous system help us to feel pressure, sight, depth, change of temperature, hot or cold, and also it is in this that our body has something we call the healing power and also the regulation power. So if now we get into a room, our pupils, and it's dark, our pupils would dilute, would try to dilute. When you come outside, it constricts to try and minimize the light. That is self-regulation. If you cut yourself today, the healing starts immediately after the cut. It does not start when you start taking the medicine or when you put an elastoplast. Why? Because that power to heal ourselves is inborn. So when we come out to the world, the first thing that we do is breathing. When we take a deep breath, we kind of start two systems that are very key in our living, which is sympathetic and parasympathetic. So when we come out, when we get out of our mother's womb, the first thing we do is take a deep breath, so that then we can be able to survive in the environment. And then also when the day we leave the world, we exhale. So breathing, therefore, it's the only system in our body that has two functions. One is autonomic, it can work on its own, and the other one is voluntary, because you can control breathing. So if you're able to control breathing, therefore, you are able to impact every part of your body. Why is that so? Because oxygen is the food for the body. Without oxygen, we have no metabolism. So oxygen kind of plays this huge role in how we function. And therefore, if we can play with that system, of oxygenation and stretching, then we are able to help impact the functionality of the body, and we also we're able to impact the immune system of the human body. So in this case, when we do ice here, we are able to, one, impact on the metabolism. First, you will improve your metabolism. The body will get into this kind of a shock where everything will kind of want to get tight, and then after some time, the body will start relaxing. So in the initial phase, you release a lot of epinephrine, because it's fight or flight.
Right.
And then after you start staying there for some time, you start getting what is called the feel-good hormone. You start feeling the dopamine. Dopamine start getting released.
Interesting.
Then you start feeling more calmer. From hyperventilation to now slightly more calmer.
How long are we going to be seeing that? Because again, just a reminder, we're going to have someone who is going to be in here, our own model from his team, to be in here, so that you can actually see this practically. Now that you've helped us understand all this, first of all, how long is she going to be in here?
12 minutes.
12 minutes.
Yes. The minimum is 3 minutes. The minimum you want to get is 3 minutes. But for you to get that good effect, we give it 12 minutes. 12 minutes. Yes.
So right now it's 11 minutes past the top of the hour.
Yes. So we start putting the ice.
Yes.
And then she'll come in.
So before now we even start putting the ice, ice.
Yes.
Who is this for everyone? Matters age, gender,
yes. But we always have to remember, anytime we start something, we always have to have caution as part of our, so that we don't get hurt. We have a good intention, but again, we don't want to use the good intention to get hurt.
Okay.
So I say this: if you have a medical problem and you want to start this, it's good to talk to your doctor first. Number one. Number two, when you start with cold shower.
What kind of medical maybe condition?
People like asthma, people like respiratory problems, people who have cold feet. So everybody can use ice to boost health and wellness.
Okay.
But if you have a medical problem and you're not sure about doing this, it's good you talk to your medical doctor or your medical practitioner. Number one. Number two, when you start, you just don't start kienyeji.
Yeah.
You start slow. And what does that mean? Start with cold shower.
Okay.
Start by first of all.
That was my next question.
Yes.
Because it seems like as if this is the stage I'm a pro.
When you're getting here,
but then
yes. So you start with maybe lukewarm water.
Maybe hata maji baridi cannot.
You start with lukewarm water, and then you go cold. And then now you go to ice plunge. You can also do a river plunge. Actually, river plunge is even better because the water is flowing. If you have a cold area, it's even better.
So it's the same as, because we're always told that cold showers in the morning really even help you and your body. You feel fresh.
Yes.
Is it the same analogy?
It is absolutely the same analogy. Because what happens when you produce dopamine, that feel good, your body starts feeling good. The next thing that you'll provide is oxytocin. Oxytocin is again whereby now your mind will also become calmer, and when you go past that, when you go past that, now your body just gets a lot of relaxation, and that relaxation is what helps your body to heal. It's what helps your body, the muscles that were tight now to relax. We also need to know when we come out of the water, because you have come from a very cold environment to a slightly now warmer environment.
Yeah.
For the beginning, you might feel like a bit of shivering.
Yeah.
So we don't advise that when you come out of this, you go and sit in a couch with a blanket. No, you need to move a little bit so that you
really?
warm up. You warm up the body. Number one. Number two, before you do this, it's important for you to learn how to do breathing, so that you are able then to regulate. But breathing is the only thing that can help you regulate your temperature and regulate yourself in this situation. Otherwise, you're gonna get into that hyperventilation and hyperanxiety.
Trying to even breathe.
Yes, which then means you cannot be able to get settled in the water.
Right.
Yes.
We can start unpacking your ice.
Yeah.
And just have one of your team members
help us.
As you do this, what is the expected temperature that should be here?
Maybe almost 0.
0?
Yeah, almost 0 or 1. It will be that cold.
Ishaanza ku
This is at least I think 12 bags of ice, so it's a lot of ice.
Wow.
And what is amazing is the amount of energy you get after an ice bath the whole day. It's actually like it's like taking a shot of something that will really stimulate your body, and it doesn't last for a few minutes, and it has no side effects. But I also want to tell people, when you start doing this, and maybe you're 1 week to it, you might feel like you're getting an inflammatory response, like you might feel like you want to get a flu or sick.
Yeah.
That will happen because, again, your body will have to react to this new balance. So you don't stop, you continue.
So you're saying 12 minutes? What range?
No, 12 minutes is what would be the ideal time for everyone. But you're gonna measure as yourself as one based on your tolerance. You're gonna do it based on your tolerance. You start slow and then grow into it.
This already feels like sub-zero.
It is.
Like
it's going to be very cold.
Definitely.
It is not. It's very, very cold.
So it's still on the edge. A parent would want to introduce this to their child. At what age should they start?
Can start at any age. My daughter does this. Started at 3.
At 3 years old?
Yeah. Can start at any age. Because
recommended maybe? At what age?
I don't have
child?
I don't have actually a recommended age in terms of something written that I would say. But remember, there's no difference between a baby and you. The only difference is a small body. But all the other functionalities are the same.
Wow.
Yeah.
I mean, it's the same question that at what age should you even start recommending mtoto anze hata kuswim?
See, like the ballooning. Like the ballooning we did the other day.
Yeah.
You started from even a day old. Because those kids, when they are born, and maybe they are born natural, they have a lot of congestion.
Okay.
You can use the balloon to help them breathe better.
Right.
So swimming for a kid is immediately they're born, because they've been swimming in the womb anyway. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
How frequent should someone, even as now we invite our model that
I think now you can see how much ice we have. Repeat your question again.
How frequent should this be?
I would suggest if you can do it.
If I did this today being the second week of July, when next should I be doing
maybe
this?
every other day.
Every other day?
Yeah, that can give you really good results. Yeah, if you're not able to do it daily, every other day would be amazing. See, it's the same way people go to the sauna, but I think this gives you more better advantage. Actually, more health benefit than sauna by far.
What's the difference? Because I mean, for the sauna, it's heat.
Yes.
I mean, extreme heat that really even opens the pores. So on
Yes.
the flip side again, what does this do even for the skin itself?
Oh, remember the skin is what is called a thermoregulator.
Yeah.
It's a generator.
Yes.
It has poles that allow blood to come up when it's hot, and it has poles that suck that blood back when it's cold. Now, like when she gets here, all her blood in the superficial, in the outside of the skin will all be centered back to the core. Okay, and then when she comes out, the blood then, the pores will open. So this thermoregulation back and forth helps not only metabolism, but also how your cardiovascular function, your heart function, your immunity, your muscle health. Think about anything function on the body, you get from this.
Right.
Yes.
I'll have a
Yes.
karibie. Johanna Mike Sahi, I'll assume just by head shake, you okay with this?
Yeah.
Okay, so hiyo ni nywele itaingia hapa ndani.
Yeah,
Wait, fully?
No, we don't immerse. Actually, there's a research that I saw. Even if you just had your hand like this and you're outside, you still get benefit.
Oh, so what I mean, if you up with my Italian suit, I'm okay.
As long as you're outside and you keep it longer, your whole body will stay the same time. You're gonna feel the same effect. So
if my hand is freezing like that, have you ever tried?
Yeah, I have.
She has ever tried this.
Yes.
Okay. Now.
So simple instructions when you're getting in here is to control your breathing. The first thing will be like, so you need to calm down. Focus on the breathing. Focus on the breathing until you're able to sit. So
if for example sometimes she does the sauna and now she also does this, are you supposed to mix the two?
You can mix if you like. It will give you good benefits. But this alone will give you cold, and when you come out, you'll be very hot. So you don't need you don't need to heat again.
Right.
Yeah. When you're here, you freeze. When you come out, you'll be burning. Yeah. That's the interesting part about it.
Okay.
Yeah, but she'll tell us.
She'll definitely tell us. Wacha tutakuwa tunatafutia even a handheld microphone. Ndio tuone kama tunaweza pata even from her, if she'll actually even be able to speak with us. So she's going to be here for, you said, about
12 minutes.
12 minutes.
Yes.
Not fully submerged, Ama?
Up to here.
Up to the neck.
Yeah, maybe here.
Up to the neck length.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
Ndio pia nywele na isiende iharibike.
Nywele tutaharibu.
Ladies and gentlemen, doing an ice bath, just really even helping about matters mental health.
So yeah, when you're very stressed, when you're very tired, when you feel this fatigue, when you feel the world is all over you, everything is really crumbling on you, get into cold and breathe and breathe and breathe and do it again and do it again and again, and see, in 1 week you'll be a different person.
Okay.
Yeah.
Right. Now you can lead us.
Yes. So you're gonna get in. You're gonna get your foot in. I'll support you. You're gonna get in and keep breathing.
Yeah.
How do you feel?
Kama mkono yenyewe nilikuwa nasikia hivyo, na I can imagine how.
Okay.
Starting to feel a bit pain in my legs.
There's pain in your legs.
Yeah.
Yeah. That must happen. Why? Because.
Okay.
Why must it happen? It must happen because she was warm, and now you have taken her into a very cold environment. So the adrenaline in her body is fighting now. So the body is told, hey, there's an enemy. Okay. It's a matter of life and death. So it will start by contracting, and that's how she'll feel that pain. But now, keeping quiet and focusing on the breathing, she is able now to start controlling all that pain. Okay.
Because I mean, this is about matters mental health, and so this.
Yes, it's matter of mental health and breathing. Focus.
What exactly should you even be thinking here?
She should just concentrate on breathing and not the pain. Just focus on breathing in and breathing out, and just focus on only that, breathing in and breathing out. And after about a minute, the body will cover her. Now she will not need to feel the pain.
All right.
Yes. And also remember, why this is also important is because of the mere fact of the phone. We have a lot of stimulation from the phone.
Yeah.
We have a lot of stress we are getting from the phone. And this idea of wanting to know everything, even from the TVs, that has made the modern man today to live outside their body. If there's anything like that, we live outside their body. We actually don't internalize how we feel.
Yeah.
We are not able to explain how our body feels. Even when you go to see a doctor, and a doctor would depend a lot on what you tell him, you know, for him to be able to first of all understand what is going on before even he can do tests. He needs your history to understand. But when a modern man, when you look at a modern man, he's so after chasing money, that even when you have an illness, you just pop something over the counter, you self-medicate, you do these funny things, you go for deep massage, but you don't focus on what is happening into you. So the day you get really, really sick and you go to the doctor, you don't know what is wrong. Because this doctor you went, you said this. The other doctor you went, you said this. The other doctor you went, you said this. Now you are very sick, you have come to another doctor, you say this. Remember, your treatment will be tailored according to your presentation of what? Of your medical complaints. Right. So this is one way of us starting to go back into our skin, getting back to ourselves, being able to focus on ourselves. The reason we get depressed and mental health is because we get overwhelmed.
Oh, yes.
We get overwhelmed.
Right now, I'm pretty sure she's not even listening to us. She's in another utopia kind of
she's
world.
She's in a good space.
I mean, first of all, the ice, I can see it probably melting. That's considered the sunrise right now.
Yes.
Imepita at 50 degrees Celsius, it's way past. That means even the ice is melting.
But the cold is not changing. Remember, the cold is not changing because the water is still. Okay. So the water is still getting colder. It's cooling. It's melting because the other water was a bit warmer than the ice. But now this ice is trying to cool more the other water. So
that means even for her, typically when someone tries to do this, they at some point after like a couple of minutes, after 2 minutes, maji itaanza kukua a bit warmer.
By the time she finishes the warm,
mwili itaanza kuzoea sasa.
Na atakuwa hataki kutoka. Yes.
Okay.
Once you get used to it, it's now comfortable, it's now relaxing, it's now a feel good.
Right. So this definitely helps in matters ukiwa na stress.
Matters ukiwa na stress, matters ukiwa na low immunity, matters ukiwa unapataga ile fatigue all the time, matters ukiwa na vitu kama acidity, gas and bloating that are brought by stress. You understand, That are brought by stress. And it's not a one-time thing, it's a lifestyle change. These are things that you change in your lifestyle. It's not, you're not gonna ice bath today and then you're perfectly well tomorrow. It doesn't work like that. It's a lifestyle change. If you do this so often, you can actually help reverse type 2 diabetes.
Interesting, okay.
Why? Because you kind of cause a stimulation of what is called the brown fat or the brown adipose tissue. The brown adipose tissue is key in metabolism and in controlling how insulin levels in our body. So if you're able to do this for some time, and you're also exercising, you're also eating well. You know, it's not one thing. You know, that's the one thing that people need to realize. That was the next question
again, because I mean, you probably live a certain lifestyle, but then this...
No, it's not one thing. You want to do different things that help your body. I normally tell people this. When God put us in the world, He ensured that we had everything we needed to survive. That's why colds, which is free, you only need the intention to do it.
Okay.
Breathing is free, you only need the intention to do it. Sleep is free, you need same intention. Walking barefoot, fasting, silence, all these things you can do, absolutely costing you nothing, but they will do a tremendous difference in how you enjoy your life and wellness.
Right.
Yeah.
I can see right now it's as if she's...
Now she's relaxed.
Yes, she's
there
relaxed. The first about 3 or 4 minutes, she was quite, even trying to breathe in and out.
Yes.
If you do this regularly, are you still going to have issues to do this again, let's say this evening or tomorrow morning? Are you still going to have that ile unajaribu kupumua lakini huwezi? Does it get easier with time?
Yes. As you continue practicing, then you're gonna get away from that feeling of that bone chill pain when you get in the first time. When you get in the first time, you've never, even when this water is this much, you still get bone chill pain.
Oh, yes.
But if you do it several times, then you don't now get that bone chill pain. You start getting acclimatized. You know, it's the same as climbing up on a hill. You get acclimatized. You get more settled. And that's it.
Wow.
Yeah.
So sahi nafai kwe, this is...
how many minutes are we done? Are we done?
About 5 degrees Celsius would be about, I think, so tumefanya more than 10 minutes.
10 minutes, yeah.
Yes, aliingia about 9:17 there about.
Yeah, so we have 2 more minutes to go.
2 more minutes.
Yeah.
Oof.
Now she must be hot.
Okay.
But then we tell people, when you stay in this water and you don't know when to come out, you listen to two muscles.
Yeah.
The pectoralis major, this one here, and this muscle here. If those two start shivering, they start shaking, then you have had all the benefits that you needed in the cold. You come out, even if you have not finished the 12 minutes.
All right.
Yeah.
We'll be getting a handheld mic to ski kitu atakuwa anatuambia.
Yeah.
Be able, even her kind of experience.
Yes.
But then typically what do you expect? Because I mean...
I expect her to feel a lot of... First of all, she'll feel shivery when she comes out. And then after that is an excessive energy boost and, you know, clarity of mind. Clarity of mind, yes.
You're telling us that after she exits the this particular place,
yes, she'll be
to do a whole movement. Why do?
Because again, the muscles, we cooled everything very much, and when she comes out, the blood will want to rush out to the skin. So that rushing out to the skin will leave the core again cold. So the core will start to struggle to get warmer. So for that reason, we want you to walk so that you restore, you regularize your circulation in the blood. And when you do that, then that's it. Yeah, like now when she comes out, she'll also feel very, very, very relaxed. Very, very, like more than having a deep tissue massage. Yeah, or any massage you may think of. This is more relaxing than that.
And because you've done this quite a number of times, sometimes maybe for her body, it's acclimated to this kind of environment. But then if you get someone who, for the first time, anza kushiva and she's like, I really want to get out of this place. What are the, let's say, the first aid measures that you'd want to do for this person?
If somebody really can't handle it and they're getting into a kind of a shock, you wanna, when they come out, you put them on a warm blanket, and you also wanna give them something warm. Yeah, you wanna give them something warm.
It helps automatically.
Yes, to cool down.
Okay.
Yeah, and then again breathing. They have to continue with what? With breathing. Breathing is the key. Like, I don't know, I tell people there's no exercise out there, none, I don't know any, that is more powerful than just breathing.
Well, I feel like sometimes we actually forget to breathe, or rather the subtle, you realize that you're holding in your breath for a certain amount of time, and then you have to, that sigh of relief, and then you realize you actually have to have that continuous
breath. Breath is so powerful, but it's one of the most neglected. But we can know the benefit of breath by just looking at the hospital. The first thing when you get to the hospital, whether you're having a cut, a fracture, is what? They put oxygen. Why? That is the one thing that we need to ask ourselves. Why is it that when you get home, and it's the most expensive anyway, at the end of the day, the amount of oxygen you take in the hospital will cost you a lot. Why is that so? It is so because every cell will require oxygen to metabolize. If there's no oxygen, nothing can happen. So even people who are bedridden, people who can do nothing, can only move their head, but they can breathe. And they can be able to do this controlled breathing. You can do something called 4-7-8, whereby you take in deep breath for a count in until 4, you hold, and then you exhale slowly for a count of 7. If you're able to do this kind of breathing, or you can do Wim Hof breathing, whereby it's a guided breathing, you will help your body alkaline so well, and also reduce the trip to go and see the doctor. People need to realize doctors don't want to see you all the time. They want to see you, when they want you to come, they treat you and you get better and you go. They don't want you there today, there tomorrow, no. And some of these things we can do it for ourselves. We just need to take the mantle on our hands and do something about it. If you have the energy to wake up and take your pills in the morning, then you just create yourself a few more minutes to say, you know what, I really love myself, I'll just do a breathing. I'll just do some cold shower. Yeah, I'll just step out on the grass barefoot for 10-20 minutes, and I'll make this as a habit, as a thing for me. And I want to see what will happen in just 1 month. Yes, just 1 month.
Right.
Yeah.
Still at home, in case you're just joining us right now, we're doing an ice bath on mental health, just trying to relieve your stress. This is the typical analogy of how you're ukiamka asubuhi uamue leo sichukui hot shower, nachukua cold shower without even having, typically, let's say what I do is have your body heated up with some physical activity and then quickly rush into the shower.
You can also do that.
So even for this,
yes,
if you
even
actually
for this you
decide
can do that. You can also do that.
You know, hit yourself up. You probably actually even out of the gym. you've done, let's say, an hour and 30 minutes to the gym, you're really sweating, and then you decide, let me just do a quick inside the bath with very low temperatures.
It's again still perfect. You know, what we need to realize is that keeping our bodies very, very comfortable, it's the food to disease. I'll give you examples. We look at our grandparents. Our grandparents never slept on a doctor mattress. Our grandparents never sanitized. Our grandparents, if you ate anything from your grandparent, that sufuria was very dirty. You know, there was nothing hygienic about it. But your grandmother lived 100 years. Your mom and my mom, who went to school and got all this education on how to avoid germs and how to do all that, these are things, are in diapers at their 60, are in diapers at their 70. They have lost their mental capacity in their early 60s, early 70s, or even before. Why? Because we have created environments where our body is so comfortable that we don't challenge it to fight inflammation, to fight the things that make us feel low. Because if you don't if somebody who has no phone, they have no time to waste the whole day on a phone.
Okay.
You know, so these things that help us build inflammation, we need to get them off and do stressful things that help our body to relieve inflammation. Right. Because if you have no inflammation, then you're not going to be sick.
Right.
Yeah.
I can see her 12 minutes are up, but then even as she prepares to exit, a quick one on our WhatsApp number 0793267279. Beatrice Wanjuhi anauliza, does this ice bath help in skincare routine?
Absolutely. When you do it for some time, your skin will change, because we said the skin is what? It's a thermoregulator.
Yeah.
It is this mechanism that will open and close, open and close. So if it improves your metabolism, it must be releasing out waste products at one point and another, and that will help your skin complexion over time, not one day. But also I've seen in beauty therapy where people will use this to do it on their face.
Okay.
Yeah.
You can now exit. I believe your 12 minutes are up.
So now she's even relaxed.
Oh yes, say it and a smile. let me help you. Your hands themselves are quite cold. There you go. Fantastic. Hey. First of all, Nafa.
Just walk around. Just walk around.
All right. Nabiwa, you good?
Taking deep breath.
Unaweza shikilia mic. You can start with your name.
My name is Lilian Kogi.
First of all, nafaa nikupigia makofi because sidhani kama naweza ingia hapa ndani. Na hiyo as cold as it was. How cold do you think it was? How many degrees?
I can't measure by the degrees, but I can measure with the pain that I was feeling when I first got in. I felt so much pain starting with my feet, because they're the ones which first got in.
Yeah.
And then when I sat, the pain came to my neck. And that made me now go back to focusing on my breathing. Because you see, now that pain can make you feel like, hey, nataka kutoka.
Have you ever done this?
Yeah, I've done, but I've never done this long.
Oh.
Actually, I don't think even I've ever done like 3 minutes. This is the longest, but I've done it before. Yes.
How was the first time? Were you tempted to exit immediately?
The first time I was not mentally strong. I was not mentally ready. I nilitoka.
So for this one, you're mentally prepared to.
I think when that feeling of wanting to come out comes, I just focus on the breathing. You see, when I focus on the breathing now, also my body now is forced to focus also as well. Yeah, and yeah.
And it was
at what point did you start? At what point did the pain go away? Like how long when you were in did the pain go away?
When the pain for my neck, because that one was the one which was painful, went away, I started smiling. I didn't keep the time, but I remember I felt the pain go, and I just started smiling, and I felt like, yeah, now I can open my eyes.
And it was something that Doki we were talking about here. What you were thinking at that time? Because I mean, he was saying you're focusing on breathing.
Yeah.
Then I'm trying to imagine in a scenario where it was me who was inside here. I will probably be, to get my mind out of this place, I'd be thinking about some problems that you have, some challenges, so that you get your mind out of this environment.
Well, my heart rate was really palpitating. I normally get a lot of anxiety and panic attacks. So my heart rate was really palpitating, but like focusing on the breathing is what has kept me going, to be honest.
How long were you doing that? Because I realized it reached a point where you stopped because you're actually actively doing it there.
Yeah.
Releasing it, and then after maybe 3 or 4 minutes, you stopped, and then it was now a regular, the normal breathing that you're doing right now.
Yeah, my body started relaxing. When I stopped taking the deep breaths, because now you see, my heart rate was really going fast. So I started taking even more deep breaths because I thought, like, maybe it's the anxiety coming in. So I started taking deeper breaths in and out. And then my body started relaxing when in the water. So when I started relaxing, when the pain of the neck went, I just came back to normal.
Right now, kwanza na hii juu yenye kopa sahi, I'm also tempted to get in here.
You should try. You should. You
know how cool it is going to be. Bado ni baridi.
You should try.
Wacha tukimaliza show. Came in after tracksuit and all that. Daktari, someone is joining us right now.
Yes.
Just to even understand this, they've heard from her. First of all, she says that it definitely relaxes her. Just, a reminder again, to how many, the frequency of doing this, how really it helps.
So, let me start by saying, as we said, when you start this, you have to start gentle. Start with warm water, then go to cold showers, get used to that, then get to this one. And the whole idea is for you to stress the body. I like using an analogy of the beach. If you look at the beach, the sea water will come to the shore and hit some point, and there's the other point where the land meets. Now, this is the equilibrium that there is between innate intelligence, which is the inner environment of the human being, and the outer intelligence of the outer person. So when you get here, you kind of just trying to mess this shoreline. You're trying to mess this shoreline to go either more this way and more or more this way. And as a result, when you do that, you stimulate your body functionality in many ways. One is your cardiovascular function. As she has said, you will have an increased heart rate. As a result of an increased heart rate, you have to breathe deeper. And as a result of breathing deeper, there's more circulation in the body that will be enhanced. At the same time, your metabolism will also be enhanced. This enhancing of metabolism, this enhancing of heart rate, this enhancing of your breathing stresses your body so much that it will first of all go into this panic attack and stay there, but you can never stay in an attack. You can never be in a running environment the whole day.
Right.
The body will get there, and after some time will get exhausted. And that is what now falls back into the body producing dopamine, serotonin, and for you to now to oxytocin, and for you now to relax and be able to accommodate it. This helps in regulating a balance of your homeostasis, a balance of your musculoskeletal tension, and a balance again of metabolism. When you create this balance, then you give your body an optimum function, an optimum environment for it to function at its best. When your body functions at its best, then it's able to fight infection. Any infection that would want to attack you, the body will be able to produce enough soldiers to come and fight the infection.
Right.
That feeling of being overwhelmed by life, everything is so overwhelming, I'm exhausted. Again, you'll be able to calm down and be able to now handle things in a more sober manner, in a more relaxed manner. If you're feeling very, very low, like really exhausted and very depressed, the same thing, this cold will bring you up. Because the what you're trying to maintain is a state of balance between sympathetic and parasympathetic nervous system.
Right. Will you do this as your lifestyle every single day? Because, frankly speaking, you don't really have this at home. Hata kwanza kuweka maji kila siku, utakuwa unapata water bill ingine iko juu sana every single time. So in your lifestyle, what will you recommend someone to do in other ways, apart from now dipping themselves in a water bath? How else can they achieve what you've achieved today, but then still be able to be around what they can afford around the house?
I think maybe the cold showers, taking cold showers, that will really help. because you've really fixed it around the house, you see, you can maybe take a trip to a waterfall nearby,
okay.
or a river nearby, and do a plunge.
I've fixed it around the house because, I mean, typically in your lifestyle, you'd go for, even as the doctor comes in, you'd go for the waterfall, let's say once a month, and just plan, let me do this. Let me go to a specific place where I can get quite this large amount. But then around the house, what are other things that you can do?
So let's say if one can buy such a thing, this thing is not expensive. It's about 6,000 bob. This container is not expensive. Okay. So if you have this and you set it somewhere in your home and you put water, you can stay with the water. You can use that water for a week without pouring. You have a freezer in the house. You can put ice. You can put ice in plastic bags and put it in the freezer. Okay. And then in the morning, you remove your ice. You put it here. Then you get in. It's because the freezer was still running with things overnight anyway. So if you look at it, it's not an expensive affair. But you can make it expensive if you want it to be classy, fancy. You know, you want to go in a place dressed in a certain way, you know, like in a sauna. Then it will be expensive. But if you bring it cheap, comfort, you can even just get a drum, cut a drum halfway, a drum of water halfway, put in water, and then freeze your water in the house. Get in. If you don't have a freezer, leave that water with the drum overnight outside. In the morning, it will give you the same effect.
Wow. Okay.
Yeah.
If you, because you niambia hata nikifanya hivi,
yes,
but I'll still have the effect.
You still have the effect.
Does this center around, because I mean it's different from her. It was the whole body. So the effect is literally on the whole body. But then for this, how does this, for specific parts, kama ile miguu peke yake?
Now I'll give you the answer.
You know, back then ulikuwa naambiwa if you want to, when you're studying, weka miguu ndani ya maji baridi and you'll still be able to concentrate and all that,
Because the human body is an electrical gel.
Okay.
Okay? It's an electrical gel. So when I put my hand here, the body will conduct.
Until
it creates an equilibrium that is the same level as this. And they did this with fishermen. Fishermen who fish in Alaska, places like Alaska, they have their hands in cold or in ice the whole day. How do they then maintain? It is the same conduction. Yeah.
All right. All right. Naambiwa nikimalizia niingia hapa ndani. I'm trying to even psychologically prepare myself to do that. So for example, umeingiza hapa hivi.
Yes.
But then if I don't actually just want to do that, can I maybe have a cold, maybe even ice on a cloth, for example, and then, for example, have it on my neck or any part of the body? Can still that help?
It still give you some benefit. Absolutely. It may not be the same as a full body immersion, but it will still give you some benefit. Okay. Yeah. It will still, because it will still change. You see, if you freeze here, the body will know like, oh, we need to send all the soldiers there. So as you're doing that, circulation of blood and everything will increase towards this. And over time, the whole body will get almost the same temperature. Yeah.
He was saying it's one thing to do this, and it's another thing to now have a particular lifestyle of your diet, even just physical activity, if it's going to the gym or just even jogging and all that, really. Do you have such kind of a lifestyle that, apart from now this, your lifestyle piko?
I think just walking barefoot. Yeah, that and maintaining a balanced diet and taking lots of water.
Okay.
Yeah.
Right.
And for water, I know sometimes it may rub people wrongly, but you better take a watermelon than drink 7 glasses of water.
Okay. Why is that? And how many chunks of watermelon?
Not even if you just eat a few slices of watermelon. For me, or even you drink coconut water. For me, it's better than just plain
water,
extremely purified water. Okay. You know, because the other one is flavored and mineralized, so it gives you more
minerals.
Yes. If you ask me, I would take more. I would do more watermelon than I would just take a plain water. Because how many times do you get encouraged to just take a plain water in a day? Very many people don't drink water.
Well, it depends. I mean,
but many people don't drink water. You know, there are people who will spend a day, 2 days without drinking water. But Yes, but then you start telling, yes, na kuna wanabeba kibuyu mzima. But then we are targeting this person who doesn't drink water. How do you make him drink water? Maybe we start by him taking, eating more watermelon to start feeling the goodness of being hydrated. And then maybe then they can drink more water later. But the water from the bottle and with the plastic bottles today, it's worse for me than eating a watermelon because of all the oxidation. You see all the water bottles that we are buying, like for example here in Kenya. How many can you really say that you're drinking clean mineral water?
Well, again,
no, it's very tricky because zingine zinajaziwa sijui wapi, zingine there are good ones that are properly done, but majority are poorly done. So number one. Number two, all those bottles of water again are put outside like here the whole day, even a week. They oxidize and then they are put in a trolley and then they're sent somewhere. So we need to also, when we say drink water, it's okay, drink plain water, but also start thinking if you can do something like a watermelon that it's natural, it's in its proper state, or if you can drink water from the spring, if where you come from the area is the environment is not damaged, then you can drink from the spring, then that one can be good water for drinking 7 glasses. But the one from the plastic, maybe not.
Right.
Yeah, my opinion.
Well, thank you for that. Even as we wrap it up, in case you're just joining us right now, we'll talk about mental health when it comes to, and the effect that it has on you inside this particular bath and ice bath, for that matter. Temperatures at tukiguza some few minutes ago, they were maybe even sub 5 degrees, even up to even 0 degrees Celsius. She was inside there. Someone has seen you here and they're wondering, first of all, even how does it feel? They maybe want some tips on how to even continue this kind of a lifestyle. You could probably give us some of those tips to malize na daktari.
Okay, so when you first get in, definitely your body will be in shock and you'll feel pain. But like when you focus on your breathing, that means you put your mind only on the breathing, then you'll be able to push through for longer. And the longer you push through, the more beneficial it will be. Now, after this, I'm so sure I'm going to get a very good sleep today. I won't even have to worry hata sitatafuta usingizi. I will sleep very well. My anxiety, my panic attacks will have eased off because of also the breathing. I used to get recurrent flus, no more. Squeezy, like mwili yangu ishazoea hiyo baridi. So like even when hata sahi kukuwe na whichever storm that comes, I'm so sure my body is well adapted to dealing with the cold stress. So getting a cold is not easy. Is not as before. Like siwezi pata a cold virahisi sana. Yeah.
And on that bit of even the cold season, because we're in that cold season. Yes. Surprisingly today, it's actually warmer, but temperatures in different parts of the country show that it's going to be heavy rainfall in different parts. The whole weekend, in some parts, it was raining. So that means July is a cold season, really. Are you still going to advise someone to get into this, despite the fact that nje, kwao, mtoko Kimende, for example, by the way, Kimende is outside, it's 9 degrees Celsius, and you're still advising them to get into an ice bath?
Actually, this is the best time to do ice bath. I'll give you an example. When you're very cold, like now we know the sun is is very far from the earth, and that's why we're experiencing this cold. If you take hot shower, you need so many blankets to maintain the heat.
Yeah.
If you do a cold shower, you just need your shirt to maintain the heat. Why? The dopamine effect, the oxytocin effect, does not last for minutes. It lasts the whole day. Like her, she have this feeling of euphoria, this feeling of nice, this high, the whole day. Now, when you do that, you will not have need to rail up. Why? Because your body is generating more heat. If you take hot shower now, then you are the people with the makabuti all the time now, all the time na handkerchief. Remove the handkerchief, get here, and you will see the difference.
Right.
The same, if you go to the coast and it's very, very hot, don't shower with cold shower, or shower with hot shower, so that you have to regularize your body. And once the
external temperature.
Yes, if you go to coast and shower with cold shower, utakunywa maji ile iko huko coast karibu yote. again, you'll be very thirsty. You know, that's why it's not advisable when you're at the coast to drink, again, cold water. You better drink madafu, warm water, because that, again, helps your body to acclimatize.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. Some final tips as we wrap it up?
Final tips is to say, for me, is to urge everyone and say this. The biggest disease that we're all going to suffer is not cancer, is not diabetes, is not hypertension. The biggest disease we're going to have is functional disability. What does that mean? Inability for us to move and do things that we were doing before. Spinal problems, joints problems. This is the biggest problem that we're all going to suffer. But also this is the same problem that we can start solving today by decreasing the amount of inflammation in our body through things like barefoot, cold shower, breathing, meditation, silence. All these things that help reduce the inflammation help maintain your joints for a longer time. And by so doing, then we are able to improve our health and wellness, and also reduce the need to take all these drugs that we take when we are 50, 60, 70. Someone taking 14, 15 types of drugs is not healthy.
Right. Nimeanza ku...
Let's go.
Tuone kama tutaweza. Remind us your name also.
Lilian Kogi.
Lilian Kogi.
Yeah.
All right. Advice to even all the baby girls out there and to the young people. Wacha tuone kama...
This now is warm. Not as bad. It's cold, but it's not...
Sizingiza yote?
Yeah. Ingiza tu kidogo. I can support you.
Sizingia ndani yote, so I'll just try. Hey.
Yeah, it's
we
warm,
keep
right?
it for a few minutes.
Yeah, it's quite cold. So tuone kama... Kama nasikia hivi, and I'm imagining how you're feeling.
Just keep it for three or so minutes, and then you tell us how you feel. Yeah.
Wow.
No.
Najaribu kuona kama pia hii itafeel hiyo effect. And ladies and gentlemen, there is quite the chilling effect around hapa hivi. It's quite cold. There's that feeling of letting go. But then you say they focus on the breathing.
Yes.
You feel like, actually, I think one thing that you even forgot to tell us is you feel like your body is numb.
Yeah, numb. Yeah.
Unafeel ni kama imeganda. For wale waelewe hiyo kizungu ya numb, imeganda. Na if you probably poke something here, I may not actually even feel it because as you're saying, muscles nazo zime contract. So even wiggling the toes inaweza kuwa ngumu. But that is this is why I don't take cold showers in the this is why I don't take cold showers in the morning. I think 3 minutes imeisha, director.
For some time it's relaxing.
I even feel like limping right now.
Yeah.
It's quite cold. Thank you for watching Morning Cafe. This is how we do it, just having your mornings very fantastic as possible. Having yourself a marvelous Monday morning. Thank you very much, Daktari.
Thank you for having us.
Yes, and thank you. Naweza jaribu kitu. Nitajaribu tukitoka hapa, I promise. I'll just try it on the clothes ndani vizuri with even more ice. Tunane kesho Tuesday on behalf of the entire team with Fred in Bowling. Tomorrow is Biashara Tuesday. Stick around for that until all the way hadi Friday. Do the 6 a.m. to 10 a.m. Kwaheri guys. Wacha nimalize nikieka hii mguu ingine tuone kama my goodness.